teasing. Okay. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome. My name's Derek Beer. I'm chairman of Dorset's Licensing Committee, and welcome to this premises hearing for the review of the licence for the Butcher's Dog. We've got a few formalities to go through. Firstly is an election of chairman. Please, may I have a proposal?
Yeah, propose you, Derek.
I second that.
Thank you. What will happen this morning, it's a very level and fair playing field. So there's a real procedure to go through. And if you have any questions at any time of anything, then there'll be an appropriate time to ask that question. When after the report author has outlined what's in front of us, then the police will say why they brought the review. Then we'll ask for questions and we'll see whatever you'd like to ask. And at the end of it all, we'll weigh up everything we've read, everything we've heard, and go away and make our decision. Okay? So it's nice and fair. We won't be picking on anybody, and everything comes through me at the appropriate time. All right? Everyone got that clear with everybody? Lovely. So first of all, we'll get through the formalities. Do we have any apologies, please, John?
There are no apologies for absence from the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you. And any declarations of interest?
Not from me.
No, thank you. And John, is there any urgent business?
There are no urgent items.
So we'll now introduce ourselves. As I said, my name's Derek Beer, and on my right.
My name's David Shortell, and I reside in Westmoors. Westmoors, the three-legged crossboard.
And my name is Jack Jeans, and I represent Shaftesbury.
There we go. So I'll now ask for the officers to introduce themselves, starting off with our legal team.
Good morning, I'm Lara Autry from Legal Services.
John?
Sorry, Derek, thank you. John Miles, Democratic Services. I'll be taking the minutes for the meeting.
Morning, Elaine Tibble, Democratic Services.
Morning, my name is Catherine Miller, Senior Licensing Officer and Report Author.
Thank you very much indeed. You can see we really have to be on the ball with the microphones, don't we? Because otherwise we trip over, but we'll get there in a minute. Thank you. So now I'll ask the Senior Licensing Officer if she'd like to outline the case, please. Thank you. Sure, wouldn't it? I'm so sorry. Yeah, let's go over to you to introduce yourselves. Crikey, please forgive me.
Thank you, Chair. My name's Gareth Gosling. I'm the Sergeant for Dorset Police's Drug and Alcohol Harm Reduction Team, and I'll be presenting the matter on behalf of Dorset Police this morning.
Hello, I'm Kirsty Gatehouse. I'm one of the licensing officers for Dorset Police, covering the Wimborne area.
And I'm sorry, and over to you to introduce yourselves as well, if you would, please.
Hello, I'm Laura Green, and I'm the DPS, one of the director owners of the Butcher's Dog.
Would you like to introduce yourselves?
Thank you. Morning, my name's John Hewitts, and I'm a director of one of the directors of Butcher's Dog.
I'm Carol Hewitson, director of Butcher's Dog.
Thank you very much indeed. So now we'll go over to the Senior Licensing Officer to outline the case in front of us. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. This is a hearing to consider a review application of the Butcher's Dog premises licence brought by Dorset Police. When the review was made, the licence was held by Mr John Hewitson, who was also the designated premises supervisor. However, during the review period, the licence was transferred to Laura Green, who has also taken on the role of the DPS. During the consultation period, it's been very encouraging that mediation has taken place between Ms Green and Dorset Police, and members will see at Appendix 4 that an agreement has been reached between the two parties with amendments to the licence to the current conditions on the premises licence. This, coupled with a change of licence holder and DPS, appears to suggest that causes of concern that Dorset Police had with the premises licence have been rectified. Dorset Police are here today and will be able to answer any questions you may have. Thank you.
Thank you very much indeed. Members, do you have any questions?
I don't. No, not from me.
Thank you. Anything for Dorset?
No questions, thank you.
And did you understand the report as it's put? Any questions at all? Okay, thank you very much. In that case, I'll ask the Dorset Police to present what they brought in, where we got so far. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair, for the opportunity. I feel that Ms Miller's kind of explained the majority of the journey here, but I'll give you some context behind why we came in the first place. Wimborne is a really vibrant area of Dorset, and it benefits from the annual Wimborne Minster Folk Festival. And concerns were raised about the butcher's dog by senior officers during and following the Wimborne Minster Folk Festival this year. The decision was made by Dorset Police to submit a review based upon concerns that we had that those issues would continue to future years. And given the fact that there is a significant policing operation behind that and lots of partnership work that takes place, we were really keen to achieve an improvement to the performance at the butcher's dog in advance of any future events. As Ms Miller's already explained, there's been some really useful mediation that's taken place, and I would actually say that it's amongst the best mediation that I've certainly experienced in the last 6 years, as far as the fact that Miss Green has been really forthcoming in her understanding of what it was that we were concerned about, and has put forward some excellent proposals that we were more than happy to accept. So we find ourselves today in a really unusual situation whereby hopefully the committee will understand the necessity for bringing the matter, but also I would invite you at this relatively early stage in the hearing, and of course it's for you to determine, but I would ask you not to deviate, if you like, from what's been agreed between ourselves and Miss Green, but it is of course up to you. And at that point, I'm not going to speak any further and either invite questions or invite Miss Green to put forward her case if you don't have any questions.
Thank you, Gareth, very much indeed. Members, do you have any questions for Dorset Police?
Yes. Just a quick question. Get a bit closer to the microphone, that's better. Just a quick question. Yeah, the original concerns you have, of course, has now have been part of history now, because, of course, those have all been resolved, and none of that is still outstanding. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely, and thank you for the question. Based upon the concerns that we had and the proposals that have been put forward and some of the changes that have been implemented, we have every confidence now that the butcher's dog will perform very well, and certainly with regards to upholding the licensing objectives.
Thank you very much indeed. That's lovely. Do you have any questions on the case the police have put? No, thank you very much indeed. So in that case, we'll go. Did you have any questions? No.
No, thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. In that case, we'll come over to you to explain where we've got, why we got there, and how we're going to move forward, hopefully. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. Thank you, Gareth, as well, for introducing. So I thought it would be useful if I just outlined the measures that we've put into place since the application was put forward by Dorset Police and the mediation process that we've completed with Gareth. Just wanted to say as well, a bit of context, that we're a family business. It's myself and my father-in-law, mother-in-law and my partner. And we've had the butcher's dog for 8 years in a fortnight's time. So we've been doing it for a little while. And we love our business, and we very much value our customers, and we value the opportunity to serve our customers and our community as well. So we take this very seriously, and we hope that this is an opportunity to strengthen and future-proof our business. So the measures that we've taken and are looking to take since the application, my father-in-law, John Hewitson, is stepping back as the premises licence holder and the DPS, and I've already put in the application to take on the role of DPS and premises licence holder. That feels like a healthy, natural progression as John is looking to retire, and I live in Wimborne, so I will be in an excellent position to take that role and more closely monitor and be involved with the business from a hands-on perspective. We've also updated our risk assessment and agreed to the addition of a condition on our licence to stipulate that we have an SIA qualified door person for the Folk Festival to cover the busiest hours. This year, the Folk Festival, which is a unique event in the calendar for Wimborne anyway, it was so much more busy, much more populated than we anticipated, and we want to be able to future-proof for next year. So we're absolutely happy for that condition to be imposed on the licence to protect our customers and the community and our staff. We've also changed some of the administration in the business as well to help our team, our personal licence holders and the directors to strengthen the administration at in the background of the business. We've created a licence folder where all copies of staff personal licences, our public liability insurance and risk assessments for events and business as usual will be stored, nice and obvious for the authorities to be able to see when requested. And I will continue to use our incident record and train our staff on the use of CCTV for their protection, and also in case of the authorities coming in to request it. This has actually happened before, where there have been incidents in the street outside, nothing to do with the business, but we've been able to assist the police in their investigations because we've got quite a good CCTV system. We've also booked our assistant bar manager onto a personal licence course. This is something that we do as a matter of course with permanent members of staff. It's just a nature of hospitality that there is quite high staff turnover, but it's now a policy that any permanent member of staff in a management position will be put onto a personal licence course. I've also contacted the Wimborne bid manager, Tammy Sleet, to get us involved with the Pub Watch scheme. We were actually unaware that Pub Watch had started again, so we're really grateful for that resource. And I've spoken to Sergeant Steve Payne as well about Pub Watch. So we'll be attending our first meeting in a few years on the 28th of August. We were unaware that Pub Watch had started again, and we will be looking to make be an active part of that in future. One of the comments made in the application for the licence review was about noise monitoring. Although we're a very small pub, we do take part in the live music, the music festival side of the Folk Festival. So I've purchased a little decibel monitoring device and brought in a policy whereby during any event throughout the course of the year, we monitor noise from the street outside in a specific place, and that's recorded in our incident record so that we can look back and monitor any patterns and feed that back to the authorities in case they have any comments. And we're also working with Sergeant Steve Payne, who's the Wimborne Police Sergeant, Gareth here today, licensing, Wimborne Bid and the Folk Festival Committee to try to come up with a plan of action for next year so that we can continue to trade and hopefully continue to be successful in trading over the Folk Festival weekend and other events, but to understand the unique nature of the event and the opportunity for the public to be able to walk around the town and enjoy their drinks, take them away from the various 16, 17 public houses in the town and walk around town. We're just working through what that might look like next year for our pub. And there have been a few proposals that I'm taking back to the Folk Festival Committee and the Wimborne bid and Sergeant Payne. Excuse me. And I just wanted to say as well that throughout the process, we've, post the application, we feel that we've really strengthened our relationships with the various different authorities and agencies. So, I used to be a bid director, but I've re-engaged with the bid on a more formal level. The police, we feel that we're not being overlooked. We're a very small business, a very small premises that was very busy on a very specific weekend of the year. So we feel that we now have a better ongoing relationship with the police throughout the course of the year. And same goes with Dorset Council and with the Folk Festival. With the joint aims that we make ourselves known to the local authority, that we're not just tucked away on a little side street, but also so that we can demonstrate our efforts and our willingness to cooperate and be a solid part of our community and uphold our licensing objectives year round. Yes, any questions? Thank you.
Well, thank you for all the work you put into that, and thank you for bringing that. I don't doubt that, as you've explained, the music festival this year came as a bit of a surprise the way it went. So thank you. I'm glad you've appeared to have learnt from that. May I ask if your colleagues have anything they'd like to add? No? Okay, thank you. Well, so thank you for your presentation, very much indeed. Members, do you have any questions?
Yeah, just a question, if I may. In view of the success of recent events, is there any future plans to expand?
To expand the event or to expand the business? Oh, we would love a larger premises, but I don't know if you've been to Wimborne, they're very small. I couldn't answer that at this time, I'm not sure.
Thank you. Dorset Police, do you have any questions for the licence holder?
Just one very quick one, and it's something we talked about before, and perhaps it's maybe a bit more of a prompt rather than the question. But I know Ms Green was looking at licensing savvy, which is a mechanism for helping to sort of conduct a bit of an audit of a licensed premises to improve the safety and identify and deal with vulnerability of customers and staff. But at that point, I'll just ask, have you looked into licensing savvy?
Thank you, Gareth. Yes, sorry, I forgot to mention that I have signed up to a new initiative. Very grateful to Dorset Council for paying for our application to become, to be assessed via Licensing Savvy. It's an excellent tool. I've had a good look through all of the templates and the resources that are available, and I hope to start the self-assessment soon. That will put us into, if we pass the assessment, which I will do my utmost to ensure that we do pass, then it will put us into a new group of licensed premises that can advertise our membership to Licensing Savvy and give our community and our customers added reassurance that our training and our processes and procedures are completely up to date, and that we are continuing to work with the police to uphold our licensing objectives.
Thank you for the prompt. Thank you. No other questions at all?
No other questions, Chair. Thank you.
Thank you. Catherine, do you have any questions at all?
No, thank you, Chair.
This is the time we move now to where you have the last chance to sum up on everything that might have occurred to you. It's a bit right on top of what you've just said, but it's a chance to just anything you might have thought of, anything else you'd like us to take away to think about. If you haven't, if you feel you've outlined it already, that's fine. If you'd like, there's anything else you'd like to bring to mention now, then this is your time. Thank you.
Just to say that we've tried as a business to see this as an opportunity to strengthen our business and to learn from it. And I'm really grateful to Gareth, especially for the time that he's given me over the phone and through the mediation process to really learn and see this as a positive for our business. So thank you.
And your colleagues, if you'd like anything to add? No. Don't go away and think you'd love to have said that, because this is your chance if you want. All right. Thank you. And Dorset Police, anything you'd like to add at this time?
Only to reiterate really what I said at the start. You've heard now my perspective as to how we got here. You've hopefully been as reassured by Laura's account and plans as I was during the mediation phase. And I'm really grateful that this process, whilst all too often we are often met with a conflicting situation whereby it's difficult to achieve agreement, on this occasion, Laura has identified absolutely correctly that the Butcher's Dog and their management have seen this as an opportunity more than anything else, to have a look at how they conduct themselves, their procedures that are in place. And whilst there was absolutely, I don't think anyone has ever suspected that the intention wasn't there to deliver the best they could. I think now that they've had an opportunity to look at it again and been able to get a bit more support from us and from the local neighbourhood team in the form of Sergeant Steve Payne, I think now that's allowed them to reflect and to put in place some really good measures that will take them forward positively into the future in support of the licensing objectives. So my final request would be that you give strong consideration to implementing those measures that have been agreed during mediation.
Thank you very much indeed. Catherine, is there anything you'd like to add at this point?
No, thank you, Chair. Nothing.
Thank you very much indeed. Can I check that everyone has said everything they want to do? Have you got any more questions, members? No? Thank you very much. Are you happy that everything's covered? Okay, it's been a fair hearing. I'll just go across the legal team, make sure we've covered everything.
Yes, Chair, you covered everything.
Thank you very much indeed. Now, we'll go away and consider everything that's been put to us. The plan is always to get our decision emailed to you within 5 working days. Should you need to appeal, the appeal is in place for 21 days from the receipt of the decision, and that's at the Poole Magistrates Court. So thank you ever so much for coming. It's and I know it's a difficult time, but I really appreciate the work you've put into it. Before we go, I'll just ask John, is there any exempt business?
No, there's no exempt business. Thank you.
Thank you very much. So thank you all for attending. We'll go away and work on what we've heard, and let's hope the rest of your day is more relaxing. Thank you.